This is verse 4. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through our power to the pulling down of strongholds.
That's our weapons of the spirit are strong. Ephesians 6, we started verse 10. Our weapons are strong. Our weapons are allowing us to break down these strongholds, to understand what's going on around us, to be able to see through all the veils and all the trickery of what Satan is putting up against us, which again, I'm liken that unto a spiritual power. Right. We can see through the madness that's perpetrated on the earth. We can see through the trickery. We can see through the lies. Through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Read that one more time.
Verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the power to the pulling down of strongholds.
What are our weapons? What do we have to use against Satan in this battle? 10, I thought it was, where it talks about shield, sword, and all that.
This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might.
How are you going to do that? What do you have to fight with? What are the tools that you can use to fight with? Go ahead.
Verse 11, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's right, that's right. That's right. And we use those tools of reading, of going on YouTube, looking up different ideas and different thoughts that come to your mind, following through and carrying out all those things. We use that, y'all. We use those things to help us fight in this time. Start at the top on that phone.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand.
Having done all, you gotta take on this thing fully. What do? You read. You get into that spirit of Yahushua. As you read in these scriptures, you're talking with Yahushua. You're vibing with Yahushua. Just like when we get together and we talking, that's when you in these scriptures and you're delving deep into YouTube, looking up different things and concepts that's come to your mind that the spirit blesses you with. You're talking with Yahushua. Right. You're building with Yahushua. You're getting deeper understanding. You ever had one of the moments where you're sitting there reading the scriptures, you're going through something, and something just hits you, and you're like, damn, I never even thought about that. Damn. That's what's going on. Yahushua is dealing with you. You just exposed a new thought. You've had this Bible, and for some of us, been the truth for almost 10 years. And 2-3 days ago, you read something that you've been reading for 10 years. And it hit you, and you're like, damn, that completely just opened my mind up to a whole new set of thoughts and precepts and ideas. That's you sitting with Yahushua. That's how you putting on that armor. That's how you're able to come out here and fight. Right. To be able to break down these strongholds as we're reading about in Corinthians. Because that's what we're doing. This is a spiritual battle going on. We don't have guns, tanks, and planes. Yatazak didn't fly up here in a jet. This brother don't have Uzis and M16s at the house ready for the war. We just out here through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, with our shield, which is the word, with our sword, which is the word, breaking down these strongholds. You have to read something.
This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. For the word of the all right. Hebrews 4 and 12 says, for the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if I could say this, like that brother just mentioned, this is how, like, even when the elders break down lessons, on stuff we never even knew. You know what I'm saying? That's the point the brother was making when he was talking about, man, when you're taking the time to sit down and even learn certain things, man, you be like, man, I never even knew that. You know what I'm saying? Or even when the elders who've been doing this for over 3 decades so far have been showing us things, man, that's been mind-blowing. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact that the Lord even opened our eyes spiritually to this. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying, then if you think about it with a two-edged sword, if you mishandle it, you can cut yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is, it's like we talked about last night, being able to examine yourself first. I was saying we had to figure out that we wasn't worth nothing before we could come out here and tell everybody else that they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So we examine ourselves constantly, you know what I'm saying, with this two-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about the scriptures. They'll beat you down, but they'll build you up too. If you can take the heat, you know what I'm saying? If you can accept what it's talking about.
Can I say something? Good. And that shows you being humble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shows you being humble and being willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't get and understand that. You know, you could give people certain things and they're not going to be able to digest it. You know, because like you said, you got to be built down, be built back up. You know what I'm saying? So you have to basically deny yourself. So you got to put yourself to the side and be like, okay. And Jake really don't get on like that. You know, that's it.
I can say something too. I just like basically that's us being based on the bomb. You know what I'm saying? In this country. Because what we, as the nation of Israel, we was brought to a low estate. You know what I'm saying? To where we basically had to, well, not have to, but Yahweh Shema Shah brought us down there. We couldn't do nothing but accept. You know what I'm saying? And that's what other, basically 2/3 of our nations can't get. Right.
Alright, so I could also say, you know, we gotta put off that old man, you know, and make yourself a prisoner to get out much on the outside.
Right.
Speak up, Bakim.
Because you know this world, you know, you've been beaten down by this world for so long. You know, you're just so used to just living, you know, life so wickedly, you know. And it's hard, and of course, it was hard for brothers to let go of certain things. But at the end of the day, man, to be really sincere about this thing, you know, you're going. Most High, and the Most High is dealing with you, you know, you're going to leave those things behind and search after those things that are above.
That's right.
Yeah, I would say that with the sword, with the word being quicker than two-edged sword, quickening, and all those things, what it does is it makes you understand yourself more. You know what I'm saying? When you get cut, you the first person in the room to know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to say, all right. It says, for the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit. You know what I'm saying? You feel it in your spirit when you get cut. You know what I'm saying? But what do you do when you get cut? Do you take that cutting and realize you got to get better?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And work towards that? Or is your cut going to shame you to death? You know what I'm saying? It says, and the joints and marrow and a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. You know what I'm saying? So when you tell somebody the truth, according to the scriptures, according to how they respond, you can tell what's on their mind. You know what I'm saying? You can smell a demon walking up. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they hit downtown, your spidey sense get the tingling. You know what? 10 minutes later, lo and behold, you got this nigga in front of you looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But having that understanding of the two-edged sword and how to wield it, let you know. You know what I'm saying? When you get that, when you put that first move up there against your opponent, when you see how he respond, he either gonna want to fight or he's not gonna want to fight, and you'll know. Yeah. You'll know. Somebody else had something?
Come on. You was reading for me?
Yeah. Go ahead and finish with that. This is back in Ephesians chapter 6.
You started at the top. What did you start at 10?
Yeah. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
That's an idea that's easy to say and it's easy to hear, but to actually do it is a little different. So it's going, as the scripture that he's reading is going to explain how you take on that power and might. What do you do? Are we talking about going and getting guns and having a stockpile of this and that? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a spiritual stockpile of spiritual weapons. The understanding of all these breakdowns, the understanding of who Yahushua is, who Yahweh is. That's a weapon that you can use in this time that will help you towards salvation. Understanding the Lord's Prayer in the true language, in the Lashon Kodash. You can use that in any time of affliction. You got something to go to, which is the same as you out there on the battlefield and you got, I don't know, you got a bazooka or something. You able to get on that radio and call in the air cavalry. That's what that Lord's Prayer in the Lashon Kodash is. Anything that you're going through, you got that major weapon to turn to. We're talking about those weapons, not carnal weapons. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
That's right.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
And that's what we're out here trying to tear down, that spiritual wickedness in high places, right? We're not out here battling men face to face. We're trying to tear down these ideas.
That's right.
That have been perpetrated all throughout the world for the longest of times. The idea of Christmas, we're trying to tear all that down.
That's right, brother.
Using what? What are we using? Are we out here with actual axes? Somebody put up a tree, we come on, tear it down. We riding around the neighborhood looking for Christmas lights on people's houses, tearing them off the roof, sneaking in the window, knocking the tree over, taking a present. Is that what we're talking about? No, we're bringing out the truth of the matter. And that's how we're tearing down these strongholds. Matter of fact, if somebody gets, since I said Christmas, go ahead and get Isaiah 40 and 19.
If I could say this reading the scriptures, man, is like killing two birds with one stone. Because like the brother made a beautiful point, you're not fit to go. You're not fit to go to every household in America. Okay, you're not fit to do that, man. You're not gonna get on everybody's roof. Yeah, they still got lights up, man. It's days and weeks of work. This is too, but it's killing a lot of birds with one stone. So like the brother's saying, we're not fit to, delve into your personal life. We just look, man, out here for the elect's sake, man, and tearing down the ideas like the brother's going into, man. We're not fit to snatch presents. We gonna through the spirit. We gonna look, man. Y'all tripping. Y'all going off according to the scripture. Okay.
So you got one? This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High.
Because we was just reading from that chapter. And that's beautiful. A lot of bringing that back. Our weapons are not these, like I said, these carnal things. Our weapons are, as the brother was reading in Ephesians 6.
That's right.
This understanding of the word, the understanding of Yahushua, and sitting there dealing with Yahushua, and he's blessing you with all these weapons. The understanding of what hell actually is. So you're not living your life thinking that you're about to die and go into a pit with a gang of other people. You see Hitler in a cell with Hitler. He's laying back and welcome to hell. Something like it's nothing like that. You get to understand the truth of the matter. The virgin birth. You get to understand the truth, who you are. Understand that you're not a nigger, a spick, a Native American.
That's right, brother.
Understanding who you are in truth. That's the weapons that Yahweh is blessing you with. And you out here using those weapons. And people see those weapons in your hand. That's why, like we said earlier, people can see us and say, man, you're not like everybody else out here. I don't know what it is, something about you. You just seem a little bit different. Your speech is different. Your countenance is a little different. When everybody else is mad, you still seem to be able to hold it together. When everybody else is happy, you still seem to just be holding it together. And people kind of envy that. People kind of like that. And they start to understand that, and you know what, man, he is different. It's not just some thought, he is different. And if it's the Lord's will, they understand how different you are, how the Lord has blessed you. And in doing that, that might bless them.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Let's start over. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Speak up, brother. Speak up. 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
I said mighty to the Most High in the pulling down of strongholds. The Most High want these strongholds pulled down. So when the Lord gave us our instructions, like study to show thyself approved, give attendance to reading until I come, these are our instructions. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say, like Brother Zakaria was saying earlier, he didn't say nothing about store up AK-47s and, you know what I'm saying, and all that type of stuff. Now,
Mortify your members.
I want to say, now if you have an AK-47, you're not going off. But if you really think that that's going to deliver you, I mean, let's be real. Let's just be real. Jake usually a lousy shot anyway. You know what I'm saying? He mess around and shoot his whole damn family up. You know what I'm saying? Halfway through the clip, it just ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So we have to deal with what was brought forth according to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? I want to say, well, look, we ain't worried about guns and all that. Look, the scriptures say that if you don't neglect your gift, if you study and you do what you're supposed to do, then you'll be fine.
Yep.
I'm cool. It sounds so much easier. It sounds so much easier to study the scriptures. Call up a brother, hey man, say I was reading this and such and such and such and such, man. You know what I'm saying? Then the apostle come out with the lesson to confirm it, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
And then that's all we required to do right now. That's all we required to do right now. I got that in Isaiah for you. Yeah. It's Isaiah chapter 40, verse 18. To whom will ye liken God, or what likeness will ye compare unto him?
And you're using that tree to liken unto the Most High. That's what you're doing. And once again, we're here to break down those strongholds. As we sat with Yahushua and supped and listened with an open mind, open heart, wanting to know nothing but the truth.
Right.
We didn't want to know the truth so that we can be the man on the street.
That's right.
We wanted to know the truth because our spirit yearns for that righteousness. Not so we can be lifted up, but just so we have it. So we can be in truth. But you people want to liken all this stuff under the sun unto the Most High. We use the Christmas tree as an example. I'll start on that verse again one more time.
God, if I can say this real quick, I mean, this is going to show too, man. A lot of things are coming out right before Israel's very eyes, man. Like earlier this week, where Alex Jones and them were arguing as to whether there was diverseness going on in Rome, whether the actual Romans were black and all that type of stuff. But a lot of our people, man, don't even know their own history, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. We here to give you some of that history.
That's right.
It's Isaiah 40 and 18. To whom then will ye liken God, or what likeness will ye compare unto him?
The tree, the Easter bunny, what's the Cupid, Valentine's Day? You try to liken all those things unto the Most High.
Yeah.
But we're here to give you the truth of the matter. Go ahead.
Verse 19. The workman melted a graven image, and the goldsmith spreadeth it over with gold, and cast its silver chains. He that is so impoverished that he had no oblation chooseth a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved.
And that's talking about that tree. We're here to break down those strongholds. We're here to tear down all those ideas, all those thoughts. Through the Spirit of Yahushua, taking on that breastplate of righteousness, that shield of faith. That's how we're knocking down all these strongholds.
That's right.
Go ahead.
All right. It's verse 21. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in.
That's right. And the tree ain't doing all that. You can pray to the tree all you want. You can bow your knee to the tree all you want. But in that time of affliction, is that tree going to help you? The answer is no. A big resounding hell no. That tree is what? It's a tree.
That's right.
It's outside in the forest where the Most High put it. But all of a sudden, in this time appointed to you by Satan, you want to take a tree and bring it into your house. But if, for example, right now, in this month of July going on August, if I took a tree, cut it down and put it in your house, you would be like, man, if you don't get this tree out of my crib, man, what are you doing? You would say, that's crazy. We're telling you the same thing in the time that you're doing it, in that December time frame.
That's right.
Nigga, you crazy. You set the tree up, you wrap it around with ornaments, and what do you do at that point? You take a present, wrap the present, and what do? You take yourself, you bend your knee down to that tree.
Yep.
You're worshiping that tree. You're giving the presents to the tree.
Yep. And it's in your house all month.
Right? And they say, no, I ain't worshiping no tree. Well, why the hell don't you just give the present to the kid then? Why does the tree have to be there? Why do you have to wrap it around with gold? Why do you have to match exactly how the scriptures say? Because you're in that seed of Satan. But if you listen and you try to come in that spirit of righteousness, it may work with you. You may get that feeling of understanding. But the Lord has to be dealing with you. If not, you're just going to be sitting up here worshiping that tree, saying that you're not worshiping the tree. That's good on that. Who was reading? Was you reading before? What Ephesians? Yeah. That's a damn shame. The nigga sitting up here worshiping the tree, telling you that I'm not worshiping the tree. Man. Putting all the presents in the house under the tree. Right? You got gifts for other people. Why don't you just give it to them?
You know what I'm saying? Your kids all up under the tree. You was standing there smiling, proud, chest all filled up. You done did it big.
Yeah.
Right?
The Lord finna smoke your ass.
Yeah.
Right? And then you say all that stuff is from Samson. That's
Yeah.
a damn shame.
Yeah.
And it's specifically held on December 25th.
Right?
But if the kids lie, they get whooped and
Yeah.
they get their toys took.
Right? Beat, grounded. But as you lie, the Most High is dealing with you in that way.
That's
Your
right.
ass whooped, you get grounded, your car broke down, you think you're gonna get all this money in your tax return.
It's too long.
They garnish all that, student loan and child support over there eating good at the strip club off your check.
Man.
Go ahead.
Back in Ephesians 6:13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
So if you take on that armor, when these wicked devices come to you, you'll be able to fight them off.
That's right,
Through the
brother.
spirit of Yahweh Shai. Using the truth of Yahweh Shai, you can fight all that stuff off. You don't need to do it with a gun. Like the brother said, I'm not saying you're going off having a gun. Now, if you're trusting in that gun, you're going off. But the real gun, the real sword, is this word of Yahweh Shai. That's what's going to allow you to be able to fight in that day. Go ahead.
Verse 14, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Your feet shod with that preparation of the gospel of peace. You need all that on you to make it.
That's right.
Because as the times are hard now, guess what? It's only getting harder. And we can go through plenty of scriptures to show you that.
That's right.
Yeah,
Somebody
somebody hold Jacob's trouble on deck.
Right? We can toil for the next 3-4 days out here constantly, showing you how it's going to get harder.
That's right, brother.
But what are you going to need? You're going to need these spiritual items of warfare to help you in these times. Is it more?
God. Verse 16, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Verse 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh.
Which is the word of Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai. Sitting there, supping with Yahweh Shai, reading, going on YouTube, watching the videos of the other camps, especially the apostles of Great Millstone or GMS.
That's right.
Doing all that is helping you be battle tested. You sitting up there like the Spartans, like this brother usually brings out. You testing your battle equipment. You fighting, you training yourself. So that when that sin comes to you, you can battle it off with ease.
Yep.
You can knock it out with ease. That wicked woman comes to you, knowing she got a husband, coming to you, trying to, a beautiful woman. As it was saying, that red dress, coming to you ready to throw it all at you. You able to battle that off. When these other men out here, man, they lost that battle every time.
Yeah.
They were defeated on the battlefield. We were able to stand bold and knock that sin away.
That's right.
Can I say something?
When you read that, if you notice something, it never says nothing about guarding your back.
Yeah.
So that's telling you right there, you got to stand firm.
That's
You know,
right.
because you turn around and you shoot the dart and it hit you in your back, you got it. You know. So if you face, it's basically telling you to stand strong in the spirit
That's right, brother.
and fight. You know, you might go through, like the brother said, with a woman.
Yeah.
And she's trying to commit adultery or whatever, you got to stand strong because you know Satan gonna throw those
Yeah.
darts. And you know what? He's been knowing you since you was a child.
Yeah.
So he knows when you go this way, I know he like that. When you go that way, I know he like that. But you already prepared because you got that spiritual armor on to be like, okay, I know better. I'm not ignorant to his devices. So he gonna come this way because he know in the world that's what I like.
That's right,
You know
brother.
what I'm saying?
Can I bring something out real quick? This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. You know, because like the brothers were going into, man, you got to put on that whole armor. You know, you got to mortify your members walking in this earth. You know, everything you touch, everything you see on TV or in real life is wicked, man. And it influences you. You know, it gives out a vibration to where it really it fucks with your mind.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta really have faith in the Most High for one. You know, and put on that whole armor.
That's right,
You
brother.
know, because like the scriptures say, the devil is like a lion. Paraphrasing, Satan who may
Devours. Yeah.
You know, you gotta stand firm, like the brother was saying. You gotta, like it says in Proverbs, trust in the Lord and He will direct your paths.
Right.
You know, just having that faith, it's really important.
That's right, brother.
Like the brother Sakara said, watching videos, getting into these scriptures, and there's a lot of things that we got to work on, sure, but we still doing it. We still trying to better ourselves.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, and if you're not aware of it, man, the Lord constantly has us in a militant fashion when we're standing out here for hours on them warning our people of what's coming. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, this, when you're also rehearsing the righteous acts, you're doing simple things like fasting.
Yeah.
Where you're not eating for about 24 hours or so. Man, you have no idea, man, like the type of regenerating that it's doing to your body, man.
Yeah.
And it actually has health benefits to it, man. Once you start drinking and eating again after fasting, like it constantly prepares you for the things that are going on and you don't know it. Say it's a simple example is like Karate Kid, when Miyagi had the white boy doing all kinds of stuff, sanding and waxing on, waxing off, and paint the fence and all that stuff. The boy didn't even realize he was learning martial arts the whole time.
That's right.
And then finally when he told him, paint the fence, and he was like, what do you mean? Like he just started, no, paint the fence. He started actually having them doing blocking.
Yeah.
All that stuff in all different types of manners, man.
That's right.
And that's when he finally understood it. Man, after he did that, his eyes were wide open.
Yep.
That's exactly what Yahweh Shai is doing to us right now when we out here rehearsing the righteous acts, man. Reading this word.
That's
It's
right.
like somebody get that in Jude where it's talking about stir up the pure mind. It's kind of like spiritual preparation.
That's right.
Spiritual preparation, you know.
Is that your kid? You just gonna let your kid do that? That's your kid, that's not mine. Go ahead.
Good.
Yeah, we gonna keep doing what we doing. He got that.
Verse 6, for which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh on the children of disobedience, in the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. Which was us, back when we were in the world. We walked in wickedness, and that wrath of the Most High, was on us. But we put those things away, and are trying our best to walk, like the brother brought out, rehearse those righteous acts. Verse 8. But now you also put off all of these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. You know, and that's what we are trying to do. You know, to the best of our ability, of course. You know, we are still in this flesh, so you know, sometimes we might stumble, but you know, it ain't nothing that's going like, you know, truly take us back to the world, Lord willing.
Yeah, I was saying, wise man know what he's doing.
No, and you want me to bring out some shit?
Yeah, the word talk about studying a few minds. I know Peter said it too. But yeah, man, when they talk about stirring up our pure minds, it's just like how when something come back into your memory. You know, you ever watch a movie where somebody got amnesia, and then when certain things, certain muscle functions and all that, they'll realize, they'll get that look in their face like you'll see that light go off, like, oh, okay, I can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Born Ultimatum, a Born Identity.
Yeah.
Them movies, when all this stuff was coming back to him, he was like, I don't know why I know this, and this. I don't know why I know this, that, and that. I just know I know it. You know what I'm saying? And then when he was put in those situations for those skills to manifest, you know what I'm saying? It's just like when you come out here on the highways and the byways, and somebody come up here with the virgin birth, you know what scriptures prove that wrong. Somebody come up here and say that the Lord came for everybody, you know how to break down the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say that the Lord looked a certain way, you know how to go into what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? And these systems are exercised out on the highways and the byways.
That's right, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
I like to say this, you know, it's also for us to basically having that great foundation.
Yep.
Basically, our faith, having that great faith in Yahweh.
Yep, that's right.
Great rocks.
That's right, brother.
So whenever that wind blows, you know, you're gonna be moved by it. You know what I'm saying? And that wind would be like the affliction. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
Stuff.
Which one y'all looking for, brother?
Y'all can speak while I'm looking at the word. Put a D in it.
Look up for the pure mind.
I think you're looking for Jacob's trouble.
Jacob's trouble.
I got
Hebrews 5 and 14 real quick. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, this is Hebrews chapter 5, verse 14. But strong meat belongs to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
That's what I'm saying. To be able to discern both good and evil,
That's right.
Your senses have to be exercised in situations where you utilize the truth to judge the situation. You know what I'm saying? Who you was before, who you was in the world don't matter. You judging according to the scriptures now. You judge according to the word now. You know what I'm saying? So all the different situations, battling on the highways and byways, season you to the point so where you can discern good and evil before they even get up here.